Welcome everyone to the Avengenerds podcast where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Torn, and with me is my co-host Peyton.
Yo.
Today we'll be talking about Team Iron Man versus Team Cap and the news of the week. The time comes in the show notes if you want to jump around. And with that, here's Peyton with the news.
All right, we got some drama today. We got some drama and some footage that we got to talk about. So let's get into it. All right. This is according to a bunch of people, but I think the main report came from the Hollywood Reporter. So Beau DeMayo claimed that Beau DeMayo, by the way, if anyone's a bit of a casual, he did X-Men 97. He was the head writer and what have you, but he claimed that Marvel fired him because he posted lewd art of himself as Cyclops. Did you see the art that he posted that he claimed got him fired?
Nah, I didn't see it.
It's something. It's him, but it's like he's naked, but it's just like the Cyclops tights and the straps.
What the hell?
Anyway, Marvel responded to that by saying that DeMayo's behavior was the cause of his firing and of his losing his credits on the second season of the series. And also, it's important to note that the art that he posted, that he claimed got him fired, he posted that in June, and he was actually fired in March. So Marvel ended up saying, quote, Mr. DeMayo was terminated in March 2024 following an internal investigation. They also said, quote, given the egregious nature of the findings, we severed ties with him immediately, and he has no further affiliation with Marvel. Sources say that following his exit, an agreement was reached between the two parties about tweeting about the show, something that DeMayo has continued to occasionally do, which is true. He'd usually live tweet all the episodes that were coming out. In light of the breaches, his credit for the second season was removed, and while no details of the cause of the termination or the internal reviews have surfaced, sources say it involved sexual misconduct. And then about a day later, after that news came out, Jeff Snyder, because apparently within I guess this inner circle of Hollywood, apparently it's an open secret of why he was actually fired. It's just to the general public of what the hell happened. But according to Jeff Snyder, Beau DeMayo allegedly sent nude photos of himself in sexually suggestive hero poses to several young male staffers working on X-Men 97, saying that they could be used as inspiration. He also allegedly groped an assistant multiple times and was emotionally and physically abusive to other staffers.
Jesus.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Good riddance.
No, it's not looking good. Also,
it's not funny,
it's bro, you gotta kind of keep your mouth shut, bro.
Yeah, bro, lock in. What are you doing? Imagine he could have he could have gotten other jobs if he just kept his mouth shut.
Dude, yeah, exactly. How do you just not said anything? You would have had something because no one would have known what would have happened. So it would have been a fucking mystery. But then again, it's also a thing too. I say this all the time. Even when you're someone who has a status, a celebrity, a known writer, creator of some sorts, don't be a fucking weirdo. Just keep your head down, stay out the way, do what you need to do. But now all of a sudden people just gotta do weird things and say weird things. And granted, it'd be different if it was a joke or stuff like that. But still, when you're when we're involved with Marvel and Disney, bro, I would expect some more professionalism, But thank you for season 1 and season 2, by the way.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. Your work is great. You're a piece of shit, though.
Fucking crazy, bro. That voice crack is insane, dude. What is happening to me?
What are you doing? How do people just throw away their careers so easily for something I don't know. I'm moving on. We got footage of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man that they showed at Comic-Con for whatever reason. Stuff just leaking at random times instead of right after it happened. But we got footage of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. A lot of people are shitting on it. And to that I say, y'all are fucking on crack, because I think it looks incredible. I think it looks incredible. I love the super like comic booky like 60s style that they're going for. What I assume is what they showed off was like a tiny clip of the show, and the intro song is incredible, if that is what that was. And yeah, I think the animation is spectacular, no pun intended. But I think people are like super sour on it, and I really don't know why. My only theory is that I think people have been spoiled by Spider-Verse. I don't know. We grew up with all the shit that we grew up with as far as animated Spider-Man goes, and compared to this, looks insane.
It's one of the things to where like I saw some complaints where like, you know, like what is Marvel's like thing with not doing like 2D animation, and people were like, they should have just like done X-197. Granted, Studio Mirror doing X-197 takes fucking years, so this project would have gotten delayed like, you know, 7 years later when they finish the Blade script. But anyways, when it comes to this animation, I personally am not a fan, only because I'm just not a fan of like 3D movements and stuff like that, because it also reminds me of like CGI 3D anime. I'm not a fan of that, but I do like the 60s comic book style that they're going for, and hopefully, you know, when the show comes out, I'll come around on it. But the first look just wasn't, the animations wasn't what I really expected from it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about it.
Sad. Oh man, I'm excited. Still could be ass though. Never know. I just feel like the last animated Spider-Man series we got was that 2017 shit, and that was ass. And people are like sour on like Ultimate Spider-Man, which I think is underrated, but I know people hate it. I don't know, man. I just think in comparison to everything else, this looks amazing. And then the Spider-Verse was like sets the tone, but it's like it was never gonna be that.
If this show had the Spider-Verse animation, it wouldn't have come out until like fucking like 2049, bro.
That's true.
It would have taken so long.
We also got the leaked trailer for the Thunderbolts asterisk. Bruh, this trailer got some sauce, bro.
Looks pretty good.
I mean, like, I don't know what I expected or what I wanted from the movie, because the lineup, a lot of people have been complaining about the lineup, which I get. It's a lot of Black Widow, Captain America types. And I don't know, if the one thing they needed to get right about this movie was the action, and just the small taste that we got looked really good. So I'm pretty excited. We got new costumes for
Ghost and
Taskmaster. I think Ghost looks super clean.
Yeah, the Ghost one looks really, really nice. It is. It kind of reminds me of a Destiny armor. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
That's an insult.
That's not an insult. The fuck? I like Destiny. Taskmaster on the other hand is different.
I think it's better than the last one.
You think so?
I think so.
I fucked with the first one.
Oh, you like the first one?
I like the first one. I mean, the first costume, probably, yeah. I mean, for what they could have done, I just hope they don't fucking do that like technology shit with the fucking powers and shit, bro. I want that motherfucker to be just straight up throwing hands. The technology.
I mean, that's what we got in Black Widow.
Nah, dude. They use technology to fucking adapt to the fight styles. I want straight hands. I want straight hands, like by memory only, like how comic Taskmaster is.
All
you know what I'm saying?
I think the suit looks good. I like that it's because the first one it was meant to be like who is it? So it's like extra bulky.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is tailored to the actual actress who's playing her. I think it looks good. A lot of people are complaining about it doesn't look like a skull, which I talked to you about this off air. But I think this and even Black Widow, I truly think it could be attributed to China.
Yeah,
I think it makes the most sense because I was telling you, Marvel, especially as of recent, have been on their fucking costume design game like crazy, like just nailing every single design and just making it look incredible. I don't think they would have missed with this unless there was a legitimate reason, and the reason is China. For everyone that doesn't know, China is very against imagery of like skulls and stuff like that. Like skulls and ghouls and stuff like that. So like Ghost Rider is usually like an iffy thing in China. Taskmaster usually gets alternate designs in China. If there's zombie stuff, usually they change it to like robots or something like that, because I don't know what the cultural significance is, but that's what they do. And China is such a massive overseas market for them that there's no way they're gonna just be like, oh, screw that, and just like pass up on China. They're a huge market. They make up for a majority of international sales. They have to abide. They have to. And since Taskmaster's whole thing is, his mask is a skull, they have to switch it up. So it's like skull-esque, but it's not. They're trying to toe the line essentially, where it's like it's skull-like enough where you can tell that's supposed to be a skull, but it's not too much of a skull that it triggers whatever the Chinese, I don't know what, censorship, I don't know. So I think that's what's happening. I don't really personally. I honestly I don't care. I don't really care. I think the design's fine enough. As long as the action's cool and the story's good, I don't care. You know what doesn't look cool? Bucky's haircut. Am I right? Bro went to the barber and they gave him a garbage cut.
They need to give him that fade and back in a Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God. We also got Val, or Madam Hydra, whatever you want to call her in this. She seems fun. I'm glad she's getting more play. And what? There's one more thing. Too. Oh, Bob.
Bob
the goat.
Century
himself. For the little taste we got of him, I'm just like, man.
He has long hair.
He has long hair, but I was mostly like, man, that could have been Steven Yeun.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Even sort of his delivery, I'm like, that could have been Steven Yeun.
But it's okay. Okay.
We lost. But we also won because Lewis Pullman also seems like a solid choice.
Yep.
And he seems fun.
Top Gun Maverick boy.
Do you want to explain Century for the people?
Basically
Superman.
I mean, yeah, pretty much like Century. He's a very, very powerful character who has like abilities. There's a lot of Superman like people in Marvel. We have like Blue Marvel, Hyperion, Century, Icarus. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure how
in the movie.
In the movie, yeah. But pretty much, damn. I'm trying to figure out a way to. No, I'm not even going to explain his backstory because I'm pretty sure they're going to explain that in Thunderbolts. But pretty much, Sentry is like, he's a very, very powerful being. He has ties to like, the multiverse kind of. He has a little evil twin called the Void. I'm pretty sure they won't go to that in this movie. But his backstory is very, very interesting.
It's so interesting. I agree. Like maybe we want to avoid talking about the backstory in case they do it in Thunderbolts. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying, because his backstory, I'm going to say this, his backstory,
it's Superman, but different.
Well, it's not necessarily like Superman, but it's just like a fucking big retcon. So his backstory, they could just pretty much like use it as like, oh yeah, this happened like a long time ago, some shit like that, you know?
Yeah, it's a big retcon, but there's also Superman.
yeah, of course. Like, I mean, yeah.
I wonder if they're going to do the retcon thing.
It honestly would be like really, if they fucking pull it off, that'd be so fucking crazy.
That'd be insane. I don't know how they pull. My gut feeling is that they're not going to be able to do this. They're not going to do it at all.
Bro, I'm just saying like, cause I mean, it can make sense, you know, like it can make sense.
Yeah. I mean, they retconned, like the ancient one in Avengers 2012, and it was like, that's crazy. But like, yeah, so I mean, it's possible.
That's true.
Anyway, hope they do him justice. He's a super interesting character.
People are like, oh my god, they're gonna nerf him. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit.
They nerf everyone
who isn't nerfed in the MCU.
They have to nerf people. It makes it easier to write.
And people are like, how are Thunderbolts gonna beat Sentry? We don't even fucking know they're gonna fight. We just know he's in the movie.
They're probably gonna fight.
Bro, it's okay. My goat Red Guardian can take care of it, bro.
It's true. It's gonna be a movie where it's like Sentry's like there, and then he gets mad for some reason. They fight for a bit, and then there's like, oh, it's a misunderstanding, and now we're friends. And then they fight the common enemy.
Yes, the misunderstanding trope. I love it. Also, the logo looks really nice.
I saw people complaining about it. They're like, I can't believe they MCU-ified the logo. Dude, it's an S. What do you mean? Just because it's like in 3 segments? Calm down, dude.
Nitpicking, but fucking be. Then we the first ones on Fandango buying tickets, bro. Trust.
Yeah. We also got the Kraven trailer.
It's fucking fire when you realize it's a Kraven movie.
Want to rephrase that?
I'm saying it looks fire until you realize it's a Kraven movie.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, look, the action looks interesting. Aaron Taylor Johnson is this character is just still a questionable choice to me. And then Russell Crowe starts speaking, and I'm like, that literally just sounds like Kraven. And then you cut to Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's like, okay, well, that's less Kraven. And yeah, the action looks interesting, but and then you realize, yeah, like you said, it's a Kraven movie. It's like, this doesn't really feel like Kraven. It's a guy who's on a hunt, I guess. Rhino's in it, except at first, the first 2 glimpses you see, it's like, oh shit, hold on. They might have nailed Rhino, and then you see his face. It's like, oh, no, they fucked it up. Okay. There was a bunch of people on Twitter that's like, how are people complaining about this? It's literally comic accurate. No, it's not. Like, tell me you know nothing about this character without telling me you know nothing about this character. That is literally not accurate. One could make the argument that it's better than the one from the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. And with that, I would agree. But it's still not accurate, nor is it... Torn, how hard is it? How hard is it for Sony to just make a competent film?
Very hard.
And to make matters worse, this is according to Daniel RPK, apparently whenever Sony uses one of these Spider-Man villains, they are no longer allowed to use a version of them in the MCU. So say goodbye to Kraven, say goodbye to Rhino. A Chameleon is also apparently in this. Say goodbye to Chameleon. And I saw a thread in response to that was like, I don't know why people are this was like satirical, like as a joke. They were like I don't know why people are complaining that this is all the villains that they could still use in MCU Spider-Man movies. And it was like a bunch of like ass like Z tier villains.
El Muerto, bro.
El Muerto, Big Wheel, Stiltman.
Yeah, fucking crazy as hell. I think that's very like stupid. And then like I pray that I pray that we'll see just Tombstone or Hammerhead in some of these movies later on, because it can work so well.
I'm afraid that general audiences are.
I don't.
If we do like Kingpin, and then we do like Hammerhead and all that, I feel like I fear that general audiences are gonna feel like it's too similar.
I don't give a fuck about them, honestly. Well, the thing is, then you could just do Tombstone, because Tombstone is very interesting. I mean, you still have that. What?
He is interesting.
Yes, you can still do all that mafia stuff, but like Tombstone's like.
Don't you mean magia?
Gabagool.
Mamma mia.
But yeah, you can do all that with Tombstone if anything, but yeah, that's stupid. But yeah, Sony, they want to milk every Spider-Man villain dry.
But what do you think about the Rhino design?
Doesn't look silly enough. Not gonna lie,
it doesn't look silly enough.
Dude, I want it to be like a big fucking onesie for this guy, bro.
I agree, but instead I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like the Lizard, but like I don't know, man. Why'd they have to make the face? What a weird decision. What a weird decision.
I'm telling you, man. Once you put him in a fucking onesie and he's all goofy, it just makes it funnier.
Imagine thinking that looks comic accurate. And this is going to be it'll be better than Madam Web just based on action alone. But outside of that, we'll see, I guess. Anyway, that's it for the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic where Torn explains why Team Iron Man is the correct choice.
What the fuck? Before I get into that, look what I sent you.
Yes.
You see how that motherfucker would look, bro? Big ass onesie, dude. I'm telling you, that's so fucking funny.
It's exactly like that because it looks like saggy.
Dude, I'm just saying, bro. If they fucking put that, they just literally put that shit like in the live action, it'd be funny as fuck, bro. But it'll be so much more cooler because you see all like it's all realistic, and then you just see his face is all like white.
It's just a white guy.
Yeah, it's just a white guy in a big suit.
Imagine if they went like the Insomniac Spider-Man route, people would be so pissed. Not because it's a bad design, but because people would be like, "Oh, the MCU-ified it," when everyone wasn't complaining about the Rhino design in the game.
All right, but
anyway, explain why you're Team Iron Man.
Team Iron Man is not me, bro. They may have the cooler lineup, but I am Team Cap. Why are you Team Iron Man? Why you want the government to control you, bro?
One could argue that I'm not Team Iron Man, but we'll get to that.
I think you lean more towards Team Iron Man.
Oh,
bro.
no, I definitely lean more towards Team Iron Man than Team Cap, but I'm not Team Iron Man.
So you're Team Neutral, like you're
I wouldn't say neutral about it.
But you're more. Well,
I guess I am more neutral than anything.
Okay, that's a little better than saying you're Team Iron Man.
Well,
Team Iron Man is the wrong side.
Well, I mean that's up for debate.
It's up for debate. It's right there in the movie.
Look, before we get started, I am aware that I am in the minority. I'm aware that I'm in the minority, even though I'm not really Team Iron Man. Basically, the whole argument for being Team Iron Man is everyone on Team Cap is a little bitch, bro.
Say what? Everyone on Team Cap is a bitch?
Boo-hoo, they're gonna take my rights away.
That sounds fucking crazy, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I mean, that's how they sound. Boo-hoo, Peggy died. Oh no, what am I gonna do?
Hey, you want people's rights to be taken away, bro?
I want Cap's rights taken away.
Why?
He's a racist.
He's a racist?
He's racist. Did you see that clip from The Winter Soldier?
Where he fucking kicked the guy like off the fucking
No, where he looks at the black guy in the elevator.
Oh my god, bro.
Bro, the disgust on his face, bro. Prime racism right there. And then he was like, I don't want to get canceled, so let me give the shield to Anthony Mackie. What's his name? Sam Wilson.
Crazy.
Even though we all know Bucky deserved it.
That's something I'd say if I was dumb as hell. But yeah, I'm Team Cap, bro.
Yeah, but why though?
Why? Because why would you want the government to control you, bro?
That's not all what it's about, bro.
That's literally what it's about, bro.
That's not all what it's about. Look, okay, I'm not Team Iron Man, all right? I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. Because the problem with Team Iron Man is like Tony. I mean, that's the brilliance of this movie, right? Because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. The movie itself positions Stark to be the de facto antagonist. Obviously, Zemo's the bad guy, but Stark is the de facto antagonist. He's purely running off grief and guilt.
Who is?
Stark.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Bro, he's arrogant, bro. He is a billionaire. You know, billionaires, they don't have feelings.
Well, that yeah.
He's a philanthropist.
He's a genius billionaire, playboy philanthropist.
You're right. How could he have feelings?
He has feelings.
Iron Man.
He has feelings for Pepper.
Who the hell is Pepper? You only see her in like 2 movies.
He has feelings for Salt.
Who the hell is Salt, bro?
Paprika.
Chili powder. Are
Onion
any of the
powder.
ingredients in Civil War?
No, look, he's running off grief and guilt.
Of course.
Because what's her name from Luke Cage comes up, and she's all like,
yes.
You killed my son, bro.
Yeah.
And Stark's like, oh no. What have I done?
He's like, oh, hell no. Hell no.
And then he goes back to the Avengers compound. And he's like, who put coffee grounds in the disposal? What am I running a bread and breakfast for a biker gang? He says that. There's nothing to do with it, but that's just it's just a line I remember for no reason. But yeah, he's running off grief and guilt, and that's what drives him pretty much the entire movie. And he's fighting based purely on emotion, and for that, I'm out. Which is why I'm not Team Iron Man, other than the fact Spider-Man's on the team, in which case I am Team Iron Man, but only because Spider-Man's there. Which one could make the argument if he knew Stark longer, he definitely would have been Team Cap. But we all know that. Point is, I am technically Team Black Widow.
Okay.
Why, you ask? Because Scarlett Johansson. I mean, have you seen her?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. No, not really. But in the beginning of the movie, she specifically, she says, because she sides with Tony and they're like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? She specifically says that if they keep one hand on the wheel, they can still steer. And that's the side I take, because to me it makes the most sense. If you're Team Cap, you're a fugitive of the law because you won't play ball at all, which I do understand. And if you're Team Iron Man, you're fully technically in the pocket of the government. Although one can argue in hindsight, it doesn't really matter because the Soviet Accords were repealed anyway. But ignoring that, you're in the pocket of the government, like Tony and Steve argued at the beginning of the film. Like Steve said, like, what if they need to go somewhere and they don't let them because they surrender the right to choose, because the governing body is run by agendas and agendas change. Bars. My issue is they can still do that. If they sign the accords, they're not gonna stop them. There's a world-ending event. The government's like, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, what are they gonna? All right. What are they gonna do? Stop them? Yeah. Like with you and what army? Some dudes with some guns? No. And like they could like, let's say they go off somewhere without the government's permission or the UN's permission, whatever, and they go and save the world. They come back and they're like, you did a bad. You're now, you broke the law. While technically they did break the law and they would be they would have committed a crime. The court of public opinion would still be a thing. I think the fact that they saved the world, it like they're gonna like prosecute the Avengers or whatever. There would be protest. Like, I'm thinking about this realistically. There'd be protests. There'd be all that shit, and I don't know if they would repeal the prosecution, but still, I don't think really it's all about the government and the people for the most part. Obviously, there's going to be people against the Avengers. But for the most part, I think people are going to be like, yeah, these guys, like, without them, we'd be screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're just avoiding the immediate conflict if you just sign the accords, which, by the way, Captain America was about to do in the scene where they all get captured because, you know, they're running after Bucky or whatever, him and Black Panther. And then they get
a fucking dope ass fight scene, bro.
And then the scene in the tunnel where they're like running faster than the cars. Oh,
where the camera can't even fucking keep up, bro.
Yeah, so good.
But yeah, fucking. Also, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with what you were saying. I wouldn't sign them though. You know, that's just me. Because I'll just burn that hell. but for real, yo, I also like think that like. The duality of that of Captain America and Iron Man, they're both dealing with like the situations like at like different times, because obviously, you know, Tony, you know, dealing with the fact that like after Age of Ultron, you know, the whole you know, the Sokovia thing happened, so he was, yeah, like you said, he was feeling guilt about that, but also fucking Cap didn't want to trust the government because, you know, the whole fucking shit happening in Winter Soldier. So he's like, yeah, the government's fucking shady. I don't like these motherfuckers, bro. We have snakes among us. Why the fuck would I do this shit right now?
And where I would argue, it's not that Tony is like, oh yeah, I love the government. I think he's been in this world for so long, he knows how to play the government.
For sure.
I mean, we see it. Well, no, we see it in this movie, but we've seen it in previous movies. The Avengers, he's like he's working on science stuff with Banner, but he's like, yeah, because Cap's like, some shady shit's going on, and Cap goes and takes this into his own hands. But Tony's like, yeah, I know, and he hacks their system or whatever. It's like, oh look, they have Hydra weapons. Like, he's not like immediately like gung-ho about the government. He just understands that world.
For sure.
But yeah, Captain America, he was about to sign the accords because they caught them, and they were like, all right, and Tony was like, look, sign the accords. I can make sure everyone, you know, isn't arrested. What's his name? Bucky goes to, you know, like a resort type rehabilitation center. And Cap was like, yeah, that's cool. But then, oh, this scene's so funny to me because Cap is such a little bitch. They, you know, Wanda gets brought up.
Yeah.
And he's all like,
Tony's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Tony's like, what are you talking about? Because Cap's like, bro, you're keeping her locked up, and Tony's like, in a mansion.
Yeah, in a mansion
with like a lap pool. She has like all the food she could ever want. She's like, it's better that than a Wakandan prison. And Cap's like, that's internment, Tony. World War II ass motherfucker. Shut up. Internment. Get over yourself, bro. She's technically crazy. A foreign war criminal, and you're like, she's just a kid. She shouldn't be locked up in a mansion. Get over yourself, bro. Get over yourself. Like, you could have signed the accord. Like the entire movie, like that scene immediately, it's just like, okay, to me, Cap's fault. All this, the rest of the movie, this is your fault, bro. Just sign the accords. It's not hard. Like, I understand for him it's a matter of principle, but he was also about to sign the accords. He was so close to signing the accords.
Oh, you almost had it.
Gotta be quicker than
that. But no, yeah, no, I most definitely agree with you with what you're saying. I'm team Aunt May.
That's real.
Hell yeah.
Or in Homecoming, she's not a fan of that Tony Stark.
What?
In Homecoming, she says she's not a fan of Tony.
Yeah.
But then she shows up to his funeral.
Hey man, what are you wearing? Something skimpy, I hope. Fucking crazy.
Don't be gross, bro.
Hey, bro. That's what he says in the movie.
Yeah, but he's a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist.
You're right.
So he's allowed.
I've also been seeing I think what prompted this discussion is I saw a thread on Threads, and people have like some pretty interesting perspectives. Yes, sir. Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
They had some interesting perspectives of this movie, and someone said, I feel like partway through the MCU, C fell into the myth of Captain America as a prototype of the Great American Way and started believing that he was infallible, always right in every choice, and that's why I can't see him as right. Some of his sources had good motivation, but it's so much more nuanced than people want. He forgot the good person at heart and sort of became, I am the only one with greater good at heart. I hope I explained that correctly. I have strong opinions.
That's a little crazy. That's a bit extreme, yes. But I also see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Because I do, it is more nuanced, but I also would agree that at some point, probably here, to be honest,
there's like a sudden shift.
He starts to see things less gray and more black and white.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like he realizes there's gray, but he's like, he thinks, no, this is clear cut when it's not.
Yeah, I think that definitely happens like in between Winter Soldier and Civil War. Because, like I said, like once he saw that Hydra was like infiltrated into S.H.I.E.L.D. and like even towards like the government, that's when he's like, okay, well,
it's me against the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Or me and my friends against the world, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, that's definitely why he felt so strongly about, like, of course, the whole, like, Wanda, like, being kept, like, I guess, like, out of, like, public eye or whatever, and shit like that. Fucking internment, that shit was kind of nuts. But, yeah, most definitely. He sees some more things in black and white now. Someone said, Tony is the only one who needed oversight since at least 80% of what happens in the MCU is his fault.
And he took responsibility for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of his guilt, why he's going with the Accords.
True. Someone said 100%, plus him signing the Accords was all a little out of character when you think about the Senate hearings from Iron Man 2. Tony would have created Ultron with or without oversight since he's Tony. And then what would have changed in Sokovia? Would Ross being in charge saved the planet without destroying an entire city? Cap was right. Tony was blinded by guilt.
That is the movie, yes.
And then he also said, not to mention the first thing Tony does after signing the Accords out of guilt for killing a kid that reminds him of himself is recruit an even younger kid that reminds him of himself to fight against the other Avengers. Then he switches sides, and then he attacks Bucky over his parents' deaths. This guy is all over the place, out of touch with his emotions and rationality the entire movie. Again, Cap was right. Yes.
That doesn't explain why Cap is right. That just explains why he didn't, like, start.
That just explains his, like, character arc in that movie.
Which, it's also important to keep in mind that Cap is working on a level of grief, too. He lost Peggy.
He lost Peggy, and two of his friends are turning against him.
Two of his friends are turning against him, and at the funeral, you have, what's her name? That Black no Widow. One remembers. No, not Black Widow, the other one. Sharon Carter, yeah. She says the line that Peggy used to say to her that says, like, when you believe in something, plant yourself like a tree and, like, don't move, or whatever the line is. Essentially be unwavering in your ideals.
Be stubborn as fuck.
Yeah, essentially, which just solidifies him further. And it's basically like, don't listen to anyone, trust yourself, which I guess on the surface is good advice. But with something as complicated as this, no, you should probably listen to the other side for a bit.
She ended up fucking him over like 2 movies ago, so I wouldn't trust her.
Oh God.
Someone said, "What do you think Civil War is actually about?" And another person replied, "About superheroes avoiding accountability in the end." Brother did not watch the movie. He got the biggest ratio I've ever fucking seen. Holy hell. Crazy. But still, yes. And then not to mention, you have the GOAT, Zemo, fucking pulling all the strings. Bro is so goated. I mean, he's a great character. Not what he was doing, but bro's just a menace. He's a great villain.
And by the way, Sokovia Accords don't mean shit. Infinity War, Rhodey breaks the Accords, and he's still chill with the government. He's fine.
Yeah, bro's a literal politician.
Like the fact that Stark was even able to get Wanda into a mansion instead of some kind of prison is insane, because he's Tony and he has that kind of pull. Like I can't get over the fact that Cap would get mad at her. Like, yeah, she's locked up because she murdered innocent people. Like, accident or not, she did it. That's the way this works. Just because she's your friend doesn't make her immune to murder. Captain America is insane. It's an open and shut case, Dorn. It's an open and shut case. Iron Man is being a groveling, a little grief-ridden child, and Captain America is being a stubborn little bitch baby. That's why I am hashtag Team Widow.
Yeah, so that's why I am also hashtag Team Aunt May.
And all this to say, what a damn good movie.
fucking incredible movie.
It's so good.
I mean, it's fucking incredible.
The fact that we can have this discussion, this argument, and see why both sides can both be seen as right and wrong, and why both sides can be seen as right and wrong. I mean, come on. And there's people out there that's like, oh, it's just a bunch of MacGuffins or whatever to see them fight. Fuck you. You don't get it. You didn't understand the movie.
You weren't there in 2016 opening night. You never saw what I saw.
You weren't there in the front row breaking your neck to see the screen just for Spider-Man at the time.
The fact that we still even got Spider-Man, that movie is fucking crazy.
I still remember the day that trailer dropped. I screamed. Dude, I literally screamed. I sprinted downstairs and I was like, Spider-Man. I showed my folks the trailer and I was like, it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. He's in the moment.
It's just absolutely insane that all the reactions to watching them for like weeks on end.
Back when the MCU was good.
I know.
And there's very little to complain about.
For real.
Other than the fact that something to complain about in 2016. In the MCU. Age of Ultron wasn't very good. I don't know. Technically, that came out the year prior, but whatever. And then you have Ant-Man, who's just kissing Cap's ass the entire time.
Your shield, Captain America.
No, he says, I believe this is yours, Captain America.
My fault.
Come on, man. Come on. Watch the movie another 20,000 times.
You're right.
Like me. I haven't actually seen it in a while. I should watch it again. It's a good movie. Usually I just have it on in the background at all times, but recently I haven't. Cap's also trying to protect his friend, Bucky Barnes.
And he just killed somebody. Like, ain't no way.
I know, he killed somebody. It was definitely him. He killed the king of Wakanda, Torn. And Cap's going to defend someone like that?
Crazy as hell, bro.
Insane. That's a tournament, Tony. Fuck you. I'm sorry. It's just sometimes I want to punch him in his perfect teeth. And last thing I'll say, the Dean's in it.
He is.
So that automatically gives it points. You gotta love the Dean.
Love him.
Torrent, you watch anything this week?
I did. Last night I watched Alien.
Midlian. Alien.
When I was logging into Letterboxd and I saw your score, I was like, yeah, I can understand why you gave it a 3. Because I gave it a 3.5. mostly because, like I said, like, at the time, it's, it's still definitely a great movie. And it's definitely a movie that deserves all its praise. I think for me, it's like, I don't like slow sci-fi movies. And
isn't 2001 a slow sci-fi movie?
2001 is super fucking slow, but you also gotta remember, like, I think when it comes to 2001, there's a bit more, like, I guess also in the context of, like, the short story that I read, it makes it like a little better. But also there's just like a philosophical thing that's more so in 2001 that you don't see in Aliens until like way like later, the Aliens franchise. I think for me, when it came to Aliens, is like, yeah, it's a little slow, which is fine or whatever. But some of the shots are like just so unnecessary, bro. I remember there's like the one shot at the end where Ripley's in the shuttle and just fucking like taking off her fucking pants and shit for like a solid like 30 seconds. Man, like, I'm like, man, we don't need this.
Do you know they had to take out her bush?
Yeah. Crazy.
Do you know they're putting it back in?
Yeah, it's in the Alien 4K remaster.
Yeah. Why'd they take it out?
I have no idea why they took it out, bro.
It's fucking weird.
The bush cut.
Imagine they had to hire someone or multiple people to frame by frame. That's just insane. Also, did you see that Ridley Scott said that when he saw it made me feel bad for kind of I wasn't shitting on it, but Ridley Scott said after he saw Star Wars, he was like depressed for like fucking like a couple like a year. Yeah, he was depressed, so he scrapped the film he was working on and made Alien.
Hey, bro, butterfly effect. Because Star Wars wouldn't have Alien.
That's true. Because I literally was like, man, these movies were made on the same budget, and Star Wars is so much bigger and better looking.
Fucking Ridley Scott. Oh man.
Yeah, he's got depressed again. He's like, fucking up. Screw Alien Romulus. I'm making another one.
He's like, oh man, I don't want to. Star Wars is so good. But like, look, like I said, we have Alien, and when watching Alien, it's one of the things to where like why there's so many movies and like even like prequel films is like, bro, like you can tell like things are like missing, like from like the story, or not the story, but like I always say this, you can tell that things were meant to be expanded on when this film was being made.
Yeah, there's that big
thing. The space jockey. He's an engineer.
And
he's an engineer.
Ridley Scott made 2 prequels, and that we didn't really get an explanation for why that's there.
Basically, like, I mean, you could just say that big space jockey, he's like kind of like an engineer.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, because it's kind of weird because you have like Prometheus and you have Alien Covenant, and Prometheus is fucking insane because you have these fucking engineers, and it's kind of the concept of the movie from a philosophical point is like, what if you met an evil space god but he fucking hates you? And then you have Alien Covenant, which I haven't seen Alien Covenant yet. I kind of wanted to see it for Danny McBride. Danny McBride's fucking cool, but I've seen clips
for Fassbender.
Yes, sir. Forgot he was in it. No, I'm kidding. He's the main character. But yeah, I haven't seen Covenant yet. I saw clips of it though. It looks fucking insane.
It looks visually insane. But
yeah, visually insane. But like
everything else.
Yeah, like it's one of the things where like I think when Covenant came out, people were like, "Oh, it's okay," but then like people have they came around on it. People have like said that it's one of their favorite Alien films so far, which is like, okay, well,
kind of crazy.
So it was like, well, okay, I mean, I'm down to watch it. I mean, after I see Alien Romulus, I'm gonna watch Aliens, and then
I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, for Aliens?
No, Romulus.
Oh.
But from what I've heard, it might be good to watch Prometheus. At least that's what I gathered.
Fuck. Damn. Podcast over. I'm just kidding.
Gotta go watch Prometheus.
Yeah, I know.
It's like also speaking of Romulus, the internet is making me want to see it more.
Because I'm hearing it's really, really good.
No. Not because of that. I expected it to be really good, but it's going through MCU treatment. There's a bunch of people who are like, it's just the same shit we've gotten before, and a bunch of people are like, oh, it wasn't as good as the originals, and oh, this was lame, and this and stuff like I'm seeing a bunch of things that I assume, if I've seen it, I think would be stupid complaints, and I'm just like, this just makes me want to see it more. Just
true, but yeah,
I heard there was like one moment where the CGI was really bad.
I also know that people were, rightfully so to them, is that they're shitting on it because of the use of AI, because they used like one of the dead actors' voice, I think the face for something.
Yes.
So, I'm like, damn.
Also, and people are mad. I don't know if people are mad like, oh, the movie's bad, or people are more mad at the director, but he was like, there's no like bullshit like nostalgia member berry stuff in this, but like apparently like the third act is like full of it.
Mm-hmm. I could probably understand that too, but and also, yeah, when it came to the ending, you can also tell that there's something that should be in between, which, I mean, obviously, you know, there was a sequel, but to that, you know, you have Aliens. Which is crazy to think about is that like literally there's so many like years spanning from like, you know, the sequels, because, you know, you have Aliens that released in 79, or Alien released in 79, Aliens released like 88 or something like that, and the Aliens released
86. I don't remember though.
Oh, was it 86? And then like
I'll look right now. Keep going.
And then like Aliens 3 released like I think like 90 something, like 92 by like 95 or something shit like that.
It was 86.
It was 86 for Aliens?
Yeah.
When did Aliens 3 come out?
Oh, Aliens 3? You mean Alien Cubed?
When did that come out?
92.
Yeah, 92, yeah. So that 18 years for two sequels is kind of crazy.
There was Alien Resurrections.
Yeah, it was Resurrection, shit like that. I don't know.
Resurrections came out in 97.
Not bad.
Speaking of, okay, the only Alien movies I've seen is Alien, Aliens, and Prometheus. Mm-hmm. But Prometheus I saw like a decade ago. So I barely remember it. I remember like weirdly, I remember like specific shots, but that's bad.
I just see the fucking. Every time I think of Prometheus, I just think of the engineer drinking that fucking water and he just decomposes.
Yeah, I remember that. And I also remember a shot of like one of the ships falling.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I remember. I know what happens. Now I do, at least anyway. I know what happens in like Alien 3 and in Alien Resurrections. Yeah, I'm not watching that shit.
It's okay.
I can't believe I haven't even seen it and I'm upset after seeing Aliens. Like, no way you're gonna do Aliens and then just be like, hey, you know that classic movie that everyone loves? Yeah, we're just gonna throw that in the trash. Like, that's insane. No wonder David Fincher hates that shit. What an insane who thought of that? Ridiculous.
Not sure, man. Not sure. But still, yeah, Alien was good. Alien was good.
It was okay.
Also, I also, yeah, like I also remember like, what you call it? Because I mean, this is like, I mean, I've seen it whenever I was like younger, but like when watching, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Ash is a fucking op, bro. He's a fucking android. Little bitch.
Who?
Ash, the android. The fucking scientist guy.
Oh, in the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I was like, that's why I was like, yeah, I forgot. Ash is a fucking op, bro. It's a little fucking withholding information and shit like that.
Did you know?
But it's cool.
One of the other female character that's not Ripley.
Yes,
is
Lambert. Veronica Cartwright's trans?
Not the actress, the character. The character is canonically trans.
Oh, yeah. That I mean, didn't know that, but it makes sense when you said it.
Woke franchise.
That's crazy.
I also, you said there should be something, or it feels like there should be something in between Alien and Aliens. That's Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation isn't even canon, bro.
It is canon.
No, it's not, bro.
It literally is canon.
I made the game, bro.
Well, that's disrespectful to the devs that actually made the game.
Who are the devs, bro?
The Alien Isolation makers .com.
Nah, bro. So that means you're saying I gotta play Alien Isolation now?
Yes.
I'll suffer.
It's the main character you play as Ripley's daughter, and she's trying to find her mom. She's trying to find the black box from the ship that fucking exploded.
The fucking I'm about to start her. The Nostradamus.
Yeah. And spoilers, she finds the black box, but it's fucking corrupted. So that's like in the beginning of the game. It's not like
get away from her, you bitch. Excuse me? What? Tiny girl? Big alien? Ripley!
Yeah. Fucking
amazing, dude.
What the fuck? Good evening.
But yeah, that is all I watched this week, and I will be watching Alien Romulus literally in like a couple of hours.
Tell me how that shit is.
I will.
Tell me how that shit. You gonna try?
When I come home. What?
Go on.
Honestly, when I come home, I'm gonna watch Aliens and rewatch Prometheus.
I was gonna ask if you were gonna try to squeeze in one of the movies before you see it.
If we end in like a couple minutes, I could probably squeeze in Prometheus.
Well, we probably will end in a couple minutes. But like you can even like skim through Prometheus.
Well, the thing is, I'm getting picked up by like 1. So
what's that like in an hour and a half?
The movie's 2 hours, unfortunately.
You could skim through that shit. Just skim through the fucking.
I'm gonna just watch a recap, and I'm gonna watch the entire movie. All right, let's go.
Well, that's the show. I didn't watch anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn, I was expecting you to watch it then.
Oh my god, my dogs are barking. Everyone ignore them. Yeah, I was planning on watching. Dude, I have my entire watch list, and there's nothing on my watch list that's on any streaming service. It's ridiculous.
Can't have shit, bro.
Like I was like, ooh, I'm kind of in the mood to watch Prisoners. Not on anything.
What?
I know. It
was just on Netflix.
I know. This is what happens, bro. This is what happens. You're like, oh, I'll get to that later. Then once you're like, oh, I'm getting to it now, it's gone.
Yeah, understandable.
Watch next time it's gonna be on something. I'm gonna be like, I don't want to watch right now. But yeah, is that the show?
That is the show.
All right, well, thank you everyone for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, or you can reach me at @Zenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
At Touring Guy on Instagram.
I'm bringing it back. All right. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. This will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You also review the show on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Adventures Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.